If you're a local business owner looking to get more customers from Google for free without ads or expensive marketing agencies, this is the video for you. My name is Clay Lawrence, owner of ReviewHarvest.com. We've helped over 350 local business owners rank on the first page of Google. And today I'm going to show you the 7 things you need to do to optimize your Google business profile to give you the best chance to crush your competitors and get your phone ringing often. And just to show you this works, this is a client of ours. When we first started working with them, they were only ranking on the first page of Google, meaning they're ranking 1, 2, or 3 when someone types in their main search term in this area. They were only ranking 4% of the time in this grid. And after working with us for just a couple months, now they're ranking on the first page of Google 99% of the time for the same exact keyword, crushing their competitors, and their competitors are wondering what they changed. And if you stick around, I'll show you one thing we changed to their profile that took them from ranking only 22% of the time to 70% of the time on the first page of Google for their main keyword in less than a couple hours. So the first thing you need to do to your Google business profile is you need to make sure you have the correct main business category. So if you don't know how to manage your Google business profile, you want to go to Google, make sure you're logged on with the email that manages your Google business profile, and then you can type in the name of your business, or you can just type in my business, and it should pop up with this little grid right here where you can manage your profile. One of the most powerful signals you can send Google to tell them what to rank you for is your main business category. You can see it's listed right here as pressure washing service. For most businesses, this should be pretty straightforward. But for some businesses, there might be 10 or 15 different main categories you could choose from. What I recommend is typing in your main service in your area and then scroll past all the ads. These people are running ads. They're spending $10 or $50 per click or call to rank here. And then go down to the Google Map Pack. This is that 1, 2, and 3 ranking that I was telling you about earlier. And if you're here, your business will get customers. And if you're not sure what main business category you need to choose, come and see what your competitors who maybe are beating you are getting more customers. See what their main business category is. You can see all the businesses listed here have pressure washing service. So for him, pressure washing service is great. But if you need to change your main business category, you just go back to your Google business profile, click on Edit Profile, and then you just click on Business Category, and you can change your primary category right here. You just search for whatever you want to do, click Save, and now you've updated your main business category. The second thing you want to do is make sure you have proper additional categories. So if you go back to your Google Business profile and you go to edit your categories, you can see you can add additional categories here. So these aren't as specific as services, right? So there won't be as many categories as you can choose from, but if you have any other services that you do provide that show up as additional categories, make sure to add them. So you can see gutter cleaning, window cleaning, these are services that he provides, so he wants to make sure to add them to the additional categories. This gives Google additional context and sends them signals for what they should rank you for. You can have up to 9 additional categories, so if you do have a bunch of services you provide, make sure to add them here as additional categories. The third thing here is having the main keyword that you want to rank for in your business name. So you can see here, the name of his business is Alvarez Power Washing. So since power washing is one of his main keywords, and since he has it in the name of his business, it gives him a massive leg up from all his competitors if someone's typing in power washing. And just to show you how important this is, check this out. So this is one of our clients. You can see on December 21st at 12:19 p.m., we ran a search for their main keyword without the main keyword in their business name. You can see on this grid, they were ranking on the first page of Google 22% of the time. So that was their SOLV, or share of local voice. What that means is in this little service area that we're running a grid for, what percent of the time are they ranking on the first page of Google where people can find them? Then less than 2 hours later, at 1:25 p.m., after just adding their main keyword to their business name, they went from ranking 22% of the time in this service area to now 70% of the time they were popping up on the first page of Google just from adding their main keyword to their business name. Before they had all this yellow, their average grid ranking was 5.3, meaning on average they weren't ranking on the first page. In less than 2 hours, they jumped up to an average grid ranking of 2.45, meaning on average in this service area, they are ranking on the first page of Google. Now, big fat massive disclaimer here, this is technically keyword stuffing and against Google's terms and service, but there's a right way and a wrong way to do it. So the wrong way would be just to go change their business name on Google, and honestly, you might be fine. Depending on what industry you're in, Google's not really governing this very closely, so I've seen people just add their keyword to their main business name and be able to rock with that for years and years without Google saying anything. But if you're in a really competitive industry like HVAC in Houston or Atlanta or injury lawyers or stuff like that, it's probably going to get changed. So the right way to do this is make sure you have consistency across your entire online presence for this business name. What that means is you also change your name on Yelp to be consistent with your Google Business profile name with the keyword in it. On your website, anywhere your business name is listed, you have that keyword in it as well. So Google might say, I don't know if this is the name of their business, but everywhere else we're checking, it looks like it's the name of their business. You can even go as far as to create a custom little logo. So if the name of your business is, Joe Billy's, and if you're a plumbing company and you want to add plumbing to, Joe Billy's Plumbing, what you can do is just go to Canva, upload your logo, and just put plumbing beneath your logo, and then add that to your website. So even if they check out your website, you have a custom logo with that keyword in it. And then lastly, the ultimate trump card is to get a DBA that has your main keyword in it. So if Google does change your business name, they'll send you an email and say, hey, we don't think this is the name of your business. We changed it back to this, yada, yada. You can appeal it, submit the DBA paperwork showing that this is actually the name of your business, and Google can't do anything about it. If I was taking over a business and trying to get them more customers, but I was only allowed to do two things, I would get them more Google reviews and I would add their main keyword to their business name. In 99% of the world, if you have your main keyword in your business name and you have a bunch of reviews and you're consistently getting quality reviews, you will be far above your competitors and you won't have to worry about much anything else. The fourth thing is making your business hours on your Google business profile as long as possible. The reason being is that most people in the world work from 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. And if your business is open 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, there's a good chance that your potential customers are not searching for your business during those hours. And so since Google is a search engine and they want to produce relevant search results, if it says your business is closed at 5 p.m. and someone starts searching for a plumber or a roofer or a fencing company, Google's going to give preferential treatment to the businesses that say they're open because Google wants to provide a relevant search result. So what I would recommend is making your hours as long as possible without making them seem unnatural. So if you say you're open 24 hours, 7 days a week, and you're a pressure washer, Google might call baloney on that and automatically update your hours. So what I recommend is, once again, having consistency across all your profiles. If you change your business hours to 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. on your Google business profile, make sure to do the same thing on your website, the same thing on your Yelp page, and any other listings you have online to make sure there's consistency across all your profiles. If you say you're open 7 a.m. to 9 p.m., but your website says you're only open from 9 to 5, Google might automatically update your hours again because there's not consistency there. So technically you should be staffed and someone should be answering the phone whenever your business is open. If you're a brick and mortar business, obviously put your proper hours on. If someone's getting to their car and driving to your business, they're gonna be pretty upset if you're not open when you say you are, and it could lead to a bad review. But if you're a service business like a plumber that you just wanna take calls and you wanna capture these leads, whether it's the weekend or whether it's after hours, what I'd recommend is extending your hours long and being open 7 days a week, even if you're not gonna service them on the weekend or something like that. That way you're still able to capture the lead and follow up with them later. When I've seen Google automatically change hours, they're normally doing it because your hours are too long. It says you're open 24/7, or it says you're open from 3 a.m. to 10 p.m. at night. It's not normally predicated on the days. Being open from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. as any sort of service business 7 days a week is pretty reasonable. And as long as there's consistency, Google's most likely not gonna change that. So to update your business hours, all you do is you go back to your Google Business profile, you click on Edit Profile, and you scroll down to where you can see your hours. So you can scroll down here, you click on this pencil icon, and then you can update your hours to make sure they're accurate and click on Save. The fifth way to optimize your Google Business profile is to add services. So if you go to your Google Business profile and you click on Edit Services, based off the categories that you've chosen, Google's gonna recommend services that you can add. So you can get a lot more granular and specific with these services for the categories, for example. So if you click on Edit here, so you can see Google's gonna suggest a bunch of different services you can add to your profile. And this is really important because Google provides what's called a justification for specific searches, right? So let's say I was looking for a truck accident lawyer in Jacksonville, Florida. I get all the ads, we scroll past all the paid real estate, we go down to the organic rankings here, you can see in the map pack, we can see that this business provides truck accident lawyers. So Google pulled this through as a justification saying, hey, I know you're searching for this thing. This business definitely provides it because it's listed as their services. So that's gonna give you a better chance of getting that click and getting that call and getting a new customer. So you can get as crazy as you want in here and add as many services that are relevant. Sometimes Google will come back and say, hey, we don't think you do this service, or we think you do this service as well. You just kind of have to play with it and just keep adding them. If they do change them, and eventually they'll probably stick. And the cool thing is you can even come in here and add custom services. So down at the bottom, you could add, best house washing, whatever, and you can even add emojis and stuff like that to make them stand out. And if you're having trouble generating services, what I recommend is just going to ChatGPT and saying, hey, my main business category is pressure washing and gutter cleaning. What are 30 or 40 other services I can add to my Google Business profile? Once again, this is just giving Google a more holistic picture of what your business provides. So if someone does search specifically for one of these services, you have a better chance of ranking. Number 6 is adding relevant products/services to your profile and then linking them to your website. What this is Google calls them products. They've teased actually rolling them out and calling them services instead, because it doesn't really make sense for a lot of businesses. But you can see down here you have a product section. And so this business has house washing and pressure washing as a product or service here. And so if you click on learn more, it takes them specifically to their house washing page or their pressure washing page. So Google wants to see that consistency between, hey, this is our house washing, and you can add this as a product, you can add a description, you can add some keywords and stuff, even though it's not gonna make a huge difference. So don't make it like jargon, just a bunch of keywords, don't keyword stuff. But if you click on learn more here, it's gonna take them to their service specific page. So to add your products and services, just click on edit products, click on add a product. You can title it here, so let's just title it gutter cleaning. You can upload a photo, select the category this falls under. I recommend just leaving the price blank unless you like to be very upfront about your pricing. If you put 0 in here, it's gonna show up as 0. And then you can get ChatGPT to generate a brief description where you just say, hey, I have a gutter cleaning service. Please write a brief description under 750 characters about gutter cleaning in your location. And then you can link to the specific service page on your website. And when I say the specific service page, I mean clicking on residential here and you just see, let's say garage floor coating. So this is a service they provide. So you want this to link directly to your garage floor coating service if that's the product you're adding to your Google Business profile. And a little bonus tip here, if you wanted to turn this on steroids, basically what you could do is you could create your main service for all of your service areas. So what that would be is like garage floor coatings in Chicagoland, garage floor coatings in Lockport, garage floor coatings in service area. And so you could create 20, 30 additional products to give Google a really good idea of what you do and where you do it. And the seventh and the last thing that we'll cover today that's a ranking factor is having a complete Google Business profile. You can come in and edit profile, you can come and add holiday hours, so you could add, hours for Memorial Day or Labor Day or Christmas or Thanksgiving. Make sure you come in here and add all of your social media profiles. So, Google is so afraid of all these bad actors just creating fake Google Business profiles that aren't a real business. And so how do we show Google we are a real business, right? We completely fill out our profile. We add unique photos of our own employees out on the job doing stuff. We add all of our social media profiles. So that covers the 7 ways you can optimize your Google Business profile today, most of it just being one-time setup. But I cannot stress this enough. If you don't have a lot of reviews and you're not consistently getting more reviews, you're gonna be fighting an uphill battle. If your competitors are consistently getting 5-star reviews and have 10, 50, 100 more reviews than you do, you're gonna be struggling to rank on the first page and generate customers. Depending on who you ask, Google reviews boil down to about 15 or 20% of your ranking juice online, what's gonna put you above your competitors and start getting you more customers. And in a search algorithm that has hundreds of factors, one factor having 15 to 20% sway is an incredible amount. And the fact of the matter is, even if you're ranking in these top 3 slots right here, but your competitor, for example, one of our clients, has 100 more reviews than you might be doing all the SEO things right, but Alvarez Power Washing here with 100 more reviews than his competitors is gonna get the first click. He's gonna get the first call because he looks like the more reputable business. So that's a perfect segue into our next video about how to get more Google reviews.